guys, and welcome to Subnautica. This is an underwater adventure game that I'm going to be doing a few videos on this channel. So I'm going to start off with just giving you some basic survival tips in the game. I've been playing it for quite a bit now since it came out. It's still in early access on Steam. But the first thing you're going to want to do is sort out that oxygen problem. If you look at the bottom left hand corner of the screen, you'll see that the oxygen is actually going down really, really quickly. So you want to swim to the surface, like I said on the screen there, to replenish your oxygen. So the first thing you're going to want to do in the game is to collect resources in order to build a tank so that you can last underwater longer. So to build a tank you need 2 metal. So if you go to the bottom of the water, the best place to look for metal is on open sandy surfaces like this one right here. If you can't find any metal in the immediate area, just like I can right now, then I tend to swim towards the ship. I don't think it actually makes a difference which direction you swim, but I like to go towards the ship because to me it makes sense that there's more metal by the ship, but at least it gives me some sense of purpose. So I just spotted some metal over here. So if you go up to it, very, very slowly, you go up to it, and then you left click, then you are able to pick up the metal. So there you go. So I need to get 2 metal in order to build it, so when I get that, I will go back to the submarine and we can start crafting our tank. Okay, so once you're back on the ship, you go into this fabricated device, and you press the left click, and then you'll be able to see open this menu, this is where you craft. This is where you craft most of your things. There's another item that you can use to craft called a constructor, but you don't need to worry about that just yet. So what you need is to go into equipment. Then you need to go to the very top where it says tank, and you see that it says metal times 2, which we've picked up. And it increases your oxygen capacity by 30 seconds. You click that, and then it'll make it for you. It looks very cool. And then you press tab, and there it goes in your inventory. You don't have to do anything with it, except for leave it there, and it'll put, so you can see the marker's already gone up to 70 from 40. So there we go. That's a tank. So the next thing you're going to craft is some flippers, so that you can swim quicker and catch some food. So what you need to do then is you need to swim down to the bottom of the ocean. And when you see the sand, just get 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no, hang on, 5, 6. And then you go back up. So then you want to enter your fabricator. And then you go into resources and click silicone. So you want to make 2 of those silicones, and they take up 3 sand each, which is why we collected 6. Then you go back into the fabricator, go into equipment, and then you select fins, which is the second one from the top, and you see it needs 2 silicone. These work in exactly the same way as the tank. You see that it's in your inventory there. You don't need to do anything with it. It just makes you swim a lot quicker. And that's important for the next part, which is to catch a fish. So you'll notice in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen that your hunger and your thirst are going down really rapidly. And that's something you need to keep an eye on all the way through the game. But one of the easiest foods to get, and one of the most most sustaining foods, I guess, is the peeper, the cooked peeper. So what you want to do is you want to try and catch one. They're quite hard to catch, but they are very fast, but that's why we've got flippers. So once you've caught one, which I will now, there we go, got a peeper. Then you want to find some salt, which is normally hanging around at the bottom of the, there we go, there's some salt. So you want to pick up the salt, and then return to your escape pod. So this time in the fabricator, you're going to want to go to the food section, and then you'll see it says cooked peeper, sorry. There we go, I just got a warning from my thing saying that I'm hungry, so now you press tab, you left click it, and then you eat it, and it gave me a lot of health and a little bit of water. Now, the second thing we want to worry about is that water. So to get that, you need to get some salt, and then you need to get some coral, which to get the coral, you need to get a knife. So I'm going to show you how to make a knife. So to make a knife, you need 2 things. You need some emery, and you need some metal. Now, emery can be found by breaking limestone, so we're going to break some limestone. And there we go, we found some of that emery. It doesn't always drop emery, sometimes it drops, sometimes it drops zinc. But you want to be looking out for that emery. So once you find the emery, you want to look for some metal as well. So that'll just be in the normal place on top of the sand. So once you've got that, you return to your boat. Okay, so once you've got your materials, you need to go into the fabricator again. You need to go into tools, and then you'll see a knife, which uses one emery and 1 metal. And now you have a knife. And remember, we're trying to craft water, so with the knife, you need to swim back down to the bottom. And you need to find a piece of coral, which can be anything. This is apparently a piece of coral, so what you do is you right-click it, and then you get some coral chunks. So then you go back up to the back into your escape pod, go to resources, and you craft some calcium. Okay, so once you've got your calcium, you need to go back to the bottom of the sea and get some salt, and then you can use the calcium and salt to make some bleach. And then you go back into the fabricator, and then you go to food, and then you'll see disinfected water at the very top. So you click that. And there you get some high quality H2O where you can left click it and you will eat it, or drink it, or whatever, and it puts your water back up. You're definitely going to want to stock up on food, so like get a lot of fish, get a lot of salt, get a lot of coral pieces, just to make sure you've got some in your storage compartment right here, because otherwise you're going to run out and you're going to have no idea what to do, and you're probably going to die. If you're playing just normal survival, not hardcore, then it doesn't really matter if you die because you just respawn here. But if you've been exploring, you really don't want to lose your inventory because you could have some really important stuff in there. So it's really important to keep on top of food and water. Now the next step is completely up to you. Some people like to get a second tank, which you get again from just making using free metal in the fabricator to make a tank. But personally, I like to get an air bladder. Now the way to make an air bladder is you go into fabricator, go into equipment, and then you go here and it says air bladder, which means you need a membrane and some silicone. Now we've got some silicone here, so it doesn't really even matter, it's right there. But the membrane is slightly more tricky to get. So what you need to do is get back to the ocean and look for an organism, a fish or whatever, called an air sac. So what you want to do is go up to these air sacs, which look like this, looks like sacks of air, and you want to right click them. So you pick up a membrane, and these are actually useful. So I'm gonna get 2 of these. So with a membrane, you swim back up to your fabricator. So then once you've got your silicone and your membrane, you go into your fabricator, go into equipment, and then you'll see air bladders. You just left click it, and like every other piece of equipment we've had, it doesn't actually make an impact. It just kind of sits there, and you don't really need to do anything with it except for put it into one of your slots in your hotbar. So 1 to 5. So just press 1 to 5, the button 1 to 5 to move it around. So you can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can just, and then you can put the knife in 1 or whatever you like. I personally like to have it in about 4, because sometimes you have other things in your inventory that you need that are more important. So I normally keep it in about 4. So the air bladder is actually really, really useful, and it's not a necessity, but I find it extends the amount of time that you can be underwater. Because basically what it means is once your oxygen starts to get low, you press 4, and you right click it, and then it starts to elevate you back to the surface. You don't have to do anything, and it does it directly up 90 degree angle to the seafloor. So you can always remember where you've been. You don't have to swim like diagonally up. So you can, if you're seeing like a piece of ore or something in the ground, and you want to remember it, then you don't need to do anything else. You just go back down and go and collect it. A little trick that I found out that you can use with the air bladder is you don't actually have to right click every time. You just right click once, and then you can swap to your knife, and then it stops working. So then if we go to the bottom again and just press 4, then it does it quicker. It doesn't have the little cooldown time, the little kind of warm-up time that it does otherwise. So yeah, that's the air bladder. Now the membrane we got from the air sac is also useful for another reason, which I'm going to highlight now, which is you can actually make filtered water from it by going into food. And if you've got an air bladder membrane on you can go to filtered water and click it. Now this isn't as good as distilled water, obviously, because that is harder, it's easier to make. But it still gives you 10 water. So if you're in a bit of trouble, you can always left click it, and then it will give you a little bit extra water. So that's basically it for my basic survival tips. There's a few other things that you can do, but this is just going to get you on your way. What you want to do once you've done all these things is start exploring, start finding new equipment and things. I'm going to do more videos in the future about the new equipment, about the different vehicles you can build. But for now, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I'm going to do
How's our